Perfectly located on the Strand in Manhattan Beach is the Los Angeles County Lifeguard Training Center. 100 years ago, the area was barely developed, but on this small sliver of sand was a kind of paradise, where black Californians were welcome on what was called Bruce's Beach.
There were two beaches in our area, this one and Santa Monica, Inkwell Beach.
Janice Hahn is a Los Angeles County supervisor.
And so people don't understand that they weren't even allowed. They were arrested in other places for swimming in the ocean.
Here was lodging, a cafe, and a dance hall, all too much for local whites in a Los Angeles unashamed of its embrace of the Ku Klux Klan.
So the fact that they were allowed to set up this resort, and then the Ku Klux Klan so hated what they were doing because it was successful.
Charles and Willa Bruce bought the land with money he earned as a cook on a Pullman car. They knew early on there'd be trouble. Willa Bruce told the Los Angeles Times in 1912, "Wherever we have tried to buy land for a beach resort, we have been refused. But I own this land, and I am going to keep it." But the Manhattan Beach Council thought otherwise. They condemned the property through eminent domain, claiming the area was needed for a park. The land sat vacant, unused, for decades.
What does it mean to you now, though, then, to know that it's coming back to the Bruce family?
Well, it's joyful, and it's a bittersweet moment. I mean, we have generations that build up generational wealth, and then everything stopped at Manhattan Beach. And then the family went through several tragedies.
Derek Bruce is a great-grandson of Charles and Willa Bruce.
That's what our family has gone through, is a grave wounding.
The summer of 2020 was a season of awakening and reckoning. And during that time, returning the property to the Bruce family became a rallying cry. Today, that will happen, an act of reparation.
As reparations and restitution cases go, this one probably will be the easiest to accomplish because we have the records that show the actual piece of property that was bought by Willa and Charles Bruce. And then we have the records of the harassment that they went through. The Ku Klux Klan actually trying to run them out of town. And we know when that didn't work, the city decided to use eminent domain and take this property from them.
Does this feel like justice to you?
In a way it does. In a way it does feel like justice because the hardship that our family went through generations, and it just echoed and reverberated without us really knowing why.
The Bruce descendants will lease the land back to the county for now. The county has offered to buy it back from them for $20 million.
Did you ever look at this spot and say, what could have, what should have, dream about what?
I took my wife here one time and my kids, and you know, we just kind of just basked in the thought what could have been, but it was such a fleeting moment and so unrealistic that we didn't really dwell on it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I bet. And
although
here,
look at where we are now, so I guess it
right?
wasn't that unrealistic after all.
Derek encountered a few locals who offered their congratulations, a sentiment not shared by all.
What are folks around here thinking and feeling about all of this?
Some people will come up to me when I'm here in Manhattan Beach and thank me for what I'm doing, but we do know that the current city council has refused to apologize to the Bruces for what happened 100 years ago.
Perhaps a chat with a new local landlord would help.
Generations ago, the folks here were not very kind to your grandparents.
Yes, but we have to learn from others' mistakes, and we have to understand that there is a path forward to human beings treating each other with respect and dignity. It's something that we should reach forward together.
What peace and grace. You can't do this story and not think of the great Martin Luther King Jr. quote about the arc of the moral universe bending toward justice.
I think the Bruce family is feeling some of that today.
Well, Harry, this is just a remarkable story. So glad you went back out to see it through. I know you'll be at the ceremony today. And here's the thing, like, we're obviously focusing on the Bruce story. This is something that's happened
all over the country.
All over the country for generations. So it's good to see that this family.
It also doesn't address the 100 years of revenues that were not dispersed for generational wealth. The earnings that were never realized.
Harry, thank you.
Harry, thanks so much.
Thank you, Harry.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Find your favorite recipes, celebrity interviews, uplifting stories, shop our favorite deals, and so much more with the Today app. Download it now.